Hola clase y buenos días. Ahora es la noche. It's nighttime, but by the time you watch this, it'll be the morning. So, buenos días in that case. Hoy, durante la clase, vamos a aprender los números. So, today in class, we're going to be learning numbers. However, in order to be able to pronounce things more accurately in Spanish, you need to have a knowledge of your vocales. Las vocales are, as we know them in the English alphabet, A, E, I, O, U. However, in Spanish, they sound a lot different, and that really changes the pronunciation of all of your words, okay? But luckily, I mean, as you know, we both languages use the Arabic alphabet for their written language. You just need to know how to pronounce your vowels so that you be more successful in Spanish. So I will take time later on to go into more detail and teach you the entire alphabet. But for now, I think it would be a good starting point for you to focus on A, E, I, O, and U. So I am going to share my screen with you. You should have out un lápiz, a pencil, y papel, paper. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Lápiz y papel. Saquen un lápiz y un papel, por favor. Okay. And I am going to pull up a Google Doc so that I can write on that. Entonces, here we go. First things first. We're learning about las vocales, which would be a good title to put atop of your paper. Necesito las palabras más grandes. There we go. So, the vowels are the same in Spanish and English. They just sound different. So let's write them down the side of our page. A, E, I, O, U. One thing that's not the same is they don't say sometimes Y. Just A, E, I, O, U. Okay? So, the A makes the sound ah. The great thing about Spanish language is that the way you say your words is how they are spelled. There's only one sound they make. So unlike the English alphabet, where the A makes different sounds, it can be like a sharp A, like like at or cat or hat, or a long A, like way and bay and say. In Spanish, it always makes the same sound. So it's a lot easier. So it makes an ah sound, like open up your mouth and say ah, okay? Here's where things can get a little confusing with our next vowel is in la vocal E. So the E actually makes the long A sound, okay? So A as in hey, like hey there. And then the I makes the E sound. So see how this can be confusing if you walk into things blindly and no one tells you. So in Spanish, if you go down the page, it's A, E, and now we have E, as in, trying to think of a good example. E. Never makes an I sound, like ignite or excite. It's always going to be E as in ski. O is easy. O is just O, so that doesn't change. The easiest vowel to remember. And then U always makes a long oo sound. It's never like truck and duck. It's always going to be oo, as in like true. So I hope this clarifies the vocales for you. We have a, e, o, and u. And if we pair that up with another letra, like the letter J, okay, we talked about J the other day, and I said, well, if you ever noticed, you have a lot of popular nombres in Espanol. Okay, some of your friends have nombres españoles that begin with J. This is the letter J. I'm going to put a J in front, well, or I should say behind every vowel. And J makes the H sound, because the real H in Spanish makes no sound, it's silent. Okay, and we know this because how do you say hello in Spanish? You say hola, you don't say hola. Okay, the J actually makes the, or the J rather, makes the H sound. Think of your names like Juan and Jorge and Jose, and let's get some girls in there, Juliana and Josefina. They're not going to be Jose and George and Juan. You get the point. Okay, so if you pair these up together, how would you blend these together? What would they sound like? Give yourselves a moment to think about this. There we go. This here is actually a funny one, and it's actually an example of Spanish onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, maybe some of you guys know this. You can raise your hand, but I won't see you because this is a video. But onomatopoeia is like basically a word that's mimics like what a sound is, like a bee says buzz, okay? Or another example of onomatopoeia is like bang. Like you can't like hold up something and be like, this is bang. It's just the sound, and there's a word for it. So in Spanish, when they laugh out loud, they say ha ha ha. And we know ha 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 to look like this, but that's English. In Spanish, when someone laughs and you read it in a textbook, it actually looks like this. So try to say that. Ha ha ha. This one would be hey, hey, hey. And then the jota with the E sound, he, he. This one, this is like Santa Claus. This is ho, ho, ho. And again, you would see that written for Santa Claus in a Latino book. It would be J-O, J-O, J-O. Okay, and then hu, hu, hu. So please keep that in mind when you're learning your vocabulary in Spanish. This will really help you out so that you can pronounce things more accurately. So hopefully you took notes on this and you're keeping them in a notebook or something. I think it's always beneficial to write your notes by hand first, and then you can type them out later for reinforcement. But that is it for the lesson, and we are going to learn our números today. So, hasta luego.